Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen. Let's do some rune readings. Today it is Woden's Day or Odin's Day, the 20th day of the month of Augustus, and the moon is a waning crescent. It's very, very tiny. It's a sliver wink crescent. It's a little Cheshire cat smile. And it's almost the new moon. New moon is in a couple days, a few days. So let's see what message wants to come through today. Oh my gosh, this morning there were raccoons. There was a raccoon where we live. There's a tree right outside our window, right? It's like we look into the canopy, like we look into the inside of the tree. And there's a raccoon that we've been seeing around for like a couple years now, and she's been going up and down. But I saw her going up the tree, and then all of a sudden, my husband's like, no, it's still there. And it's like, it was just a wee little one. There's a new one. So a little baby one, and it was looking inside, and it was so cute and fuzzy. And anyway. So yesterday I didn't do a reading because they were doing yard work outside right when I normally would do the reading. So I said, I'm going to give that a miss. Let's see what message wants to come through today. Okay. I'm using the maple wood runes. They're a bit bigger than I was expecting. I know they're bigger. I'll arrange this after I get this all down so that you can see them better. But this is the... Did it go down like that? I'll read it both ways anyway. This is the Elder Futhark on maple wood. I thought it'd be a little bit brighter because it's a bit overcast today, and we wanted this to be as bright as possible, and it's tricky. So let me see if I can bring this up a little to contain the entire picture. Okay. So the message that wants to come through today, the central issue is Berkana reversed. Berkana is the rune of the birch tree. This has to do with beginnings and birth. Reversed, it refers to a beginning that was begun but has been paused or backburnered, or we're going to sort of take a few steps back with it to sort of catch things up to it. So there's a situation where there's something that you started, but you're pausing the beginning so that you can go back and catch up some things to it. So you're backburnering a beginning while you do some things. Leading up to this, we have Ingvaz. Ingvaz is Ing's rune. Ing is another name for Frey, and Frey is the fertility god. What's really interesting about this is that we have both the fertility type things. We have the yang fertility, and we have the yin fertility, which is the beginnings and birth. So that's interesting. So it's sort of like the both parts of the creation thing happening. So you were very actively doing a thing with it. We were working on this. You were putting things together. It's active creativity, basically. So you were putting things together. You were getting things, in order. You had all this going on, and then you've hit a point where it's something that's a little bit more organic, I think, that as part of the creation, and it was starting to sort of happen on its own. When you create something and then it starts to organically take over, but then now you're in a situation where you're like, okay, wait a minute, I have to back up a bit and work on this in a different way, because you can't work on this part of it like this. This is the part where you set everything up, you took everything in hand, and you were like making things be a way that they needed to be, but then this started to grow, but then maybe even you need to bring in the organic element of it, the more yin version of it, where it's growing on its own. Either way, you're pausing the beginning that you've begun, and you're backing up a little bit to bring it forward in a more solid and not solid, but in a more grounded way, in a more stable way, with a better foundation. What's going to help you? We have Ivaz and we have Gabo. So first of all, what's going to help is we're not going to push the river on this, because we've entered into the point where it's a more organic development of the thing. So we're not pushing the river on this. We're taking it step by step. We're being patient with it and with the process and with ourselves in it. We have Ivaz, it's the rune of the yew tree. This is patience, slow growth, slow development. So taking things step by step. We're not pushing the river. We're just going to basically let it we're going to walk with it. We're not going to try to pull on it. We're not going to try to force it to go faster than it needs to be. This is something that needs to be. You can't rush this part. What's going to help with that is we have Gabo. Gabo's the rune of the gift. This is always an exchange. It's agreements, decisions, goals, and plans. I definitely will see this as an exchange between you and the thing that is growing and developing. But also it's a good idea to have a plan in place, and sort of just not a plan like what this was, but just sort of to, make the decisions about just like, okay, this is this is the mumbly part of me, to make the decision and sort of set a plan for how you're going to take care of this. And that plan is going to very much involve the step-by-step process and being patient and just taking it one step at a time and not pushing the river. The other thing I'm seeing with Gabo is reminding yourself that this is something that you agreed with yourself to do. So this is something that you are working on, and this is part of the process. And so to remind yourself that this part of the process is part of the process. Just because it's not the active creation part of it, doesn't mean it's not part of the process, and that you signed up for this. This is something that you, this is what you agreed to do. This is what you wanted to do. This is your decision and your goal. So be patient with it. Don't rush through it, because the whole point of it is this. So we're gonna do that. What isn't going to help? We have Fehu reversed and we have Vunyo reversed. So Fehu's the one I wasn't sure whether it wanted to go down upright or reversed, so I am going to read it a couple ways. Upright, it would be, Fehu's wealth and worth, it's cattle, it's the wealth that you tend. So it's worries about that thing. So you're worried about taking care of this thing now that it's alive and basically being, for some of you, it might be something that's alive. For some of you, it might be something that's alive. So for that's a whole different way of reading this, which is, I'm thinking about a creative thing, but certainly that other thing would be a creative thing. And if it's something that's alive, be very gentle and patient with it and do not push the river. And all of that also applies, but my goodness. So if this is something that is something that you're tending, something that you're taking care of, and you're worried about it, and you're worried about it not developing the way that you want it to, kind of thing. Be very patient with it. That's definitely going to help. If it's something that you are worried about the worth of the thing that you're doing, still bring yourself back up to it, because it's still early days. In fact, you're backing up a little bit so that you can redo it, and that's why you're doing it, to make sure that it's got all the foundation that you need to have. You may not be backing up. You may just be pausing the beginning so you can take care of some things, but you're not rushing this beginning. And this is like a deep beginning kind of thing. Like, even if it's not a back burnered beginning, it's something that is just beginning, like deep inside, like an incubation kind of thing. Not even incubation. It's like the kindling. It's a kindling. So yeah, so to read it that way, either Berkana reversed is a back burnered beginning where you've paused it to take care of things, or else Berkana reversed being reversals being inner, it could be a deep kindling of a beginning, which started with this active creation thing. And then this tiny seed begins. So either way, Fehu or Fehu reversed is basically saying, you may have worries about these things that will drag you down. You may be worried about the worth of the thing, and you may be worried about your confidence in terms of taking care of this thing. Either way, patience is going to be the key. Patience, taking it step by step and not pushing the river. What also isn't going to help you is we have Vunyo reversed. Vunyo, this is the ultimate thing that isn't going to help you in this, because it's behind all of the other things. Because the reason that this is what is not going to help you is this as well. So Vunyo is the rune of joy. Reversed in the lower line, it's definitely, you're worried about, will I be happy? Will I be deeply happy? Will I actually be happy? Will this make me unhappy? All of these things. And for that, we have to remember, first of all, that emotions are weather. There is no emotion that is going to be permanent. So there will be happiness. There will be unhappiness. There will be anger. There will be fear. There will be disgust. There will be all of the emotions, sadness. There will be all of those things. So it's weather. And so anyway, first of all, that. Second of all, you're worried about that. You're worried about discontentments. You're worried about all that kind of thing. But once again, if that starts to be the case, bring yourself back up to this. Once again, the way I read, this is your path through the thing. This is what's going to help. This is what isn't. These generally are opposites. And what helps is generally the antidote to what doesn't. So what will help you in that case is just remind yourself that this was your decision. This was your agreement. This was your plan. This is your goal. This is something that you really, really wanted. So you've made this decision. This is something that you're doing. And so remembering that and sort of trusting the process is going to help when you're worried about the worth of it, and you're worried about taking care of it, and you're worried about will you be happy, and will it be happy? Whatever it is. It could be a living thing or it could be a project. So everything being with consciousness, grand animist that I am. So yes, once again, active creation led to this beginning that either you are pausing to take care of things to solidify it, or a deep beginning that is already kindling and becoming. So what is definitely going to help is to be patient with the process, take it step by step, don't push the river, and remember that this was an agreement that you had, and maybe even make some plans, set some goals, if it's that kind of creation, if it's that kind of beginning that is coming through. And yeah, and if you're worried about the value of it, if you're worried about whether you can take care of it and keep it happy, or whether you can take care of yourself and keep you happy, those are all taken care of by being patient, not pushing the river, remembering that emotion is weather, and also that you had this plan, and this is your plan. This is what you set forth to do. What this will all lead you to, and the next step on your path line, is we have Nauthi's reversed. Nauthi's is the rune of need. I'm going to read this a couple ways. First of all, after this step that you're in now, you're going to want to make sure that you're taking care of needs immediately. You're going to become very aware of the things that are almost basically emergencies that need to be taken care of immediately. Do that. Take care of those things. Don't let these things sit or fester or wait. Anything that needs to be taken care of immediately, take care of it right away. Triage if you need to, but take care of them. Let these be your focus on the next step of your path. The other thing that Nauthi's reversed is saying is tend to your inner needs. Make sure that those are being taken care of, because that's critical as you move forward on this path. So that is the message that wanted to come through today for whoever this message is for, and for whenever you find this video. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.